Hey guys, Corre Con Lobos coming at you with a Q&A video. I asked people around on the Discord servers I'm on for questions, and you guys had some great ones. Some people had more than one question, so I've shuffled them into an order that makes sense. This is my first non-scripted video, so we'll see how that turns out. Let's get started. User Breadbot asks, what got you into the furry fandom? Well, Breadbot, I actually made a video about that, how mostly warrior cat books and Pokemon. And also, I was looking up werewolves and things on the internet and I just happened to come across furries. Flash Drive the Avian asks, what's your favorite movie with anthro characters in it? Lots of people would say Zootopia. I saw Zootopia in theaters. It was okay. Some people really like The Lion King. I think it's kind of boring. I really like Kung Fu Panda, which apparently counts as an anthro animal movie. It's pretty funny. I remember really liking it as a kid. And a lot of the jokes land even after watching it hundreds of times. I also really like Studio Ghibli's Pompoko, which is basically an environmentalist movie from the point of animals. That one's pretty cool. Thanks. Breadbot asks, does anyone in real life know you're a furry? I mean, my family knows, mostly. They don't really know that much about the fandom, so they don't really care that much. But my friends know, also, and they also don't know anything about the fandom, so they're just like, oh, whatever. Flash Drive the Avian asks, do your parents care that you're a furry? What do they think of the fandom? My parents don't really care. My mom kind of teases me about it. She's like, oh, it's just those sexy animals. But it's not... They don't, like, hate me for it or anything like that. I think that if they were from a more conservative background, maybe they would have some more intense feelings about it. But if you're struggling to tell your parents about the furry fandom, I would say probably don't worry about it unless they're one of those people that like screams about sins. They're like, don't do this or you're going to hell. Yeah, if they're like that, maybe don't tell them. Nia asks, have you ever been bullied in real life for being a furry? I don't think I've been bullied, but I'm also pretty low-key about it. I'm not out wearing an ears and a tail or anything like that. I just sometimes when I'm drawing in class, because God knows I can't pay attention unless I'm drawing, somebody will notice that I'm drawing an animal person and they'll be like, oh, that looks cool, or oh, that looks weird. But usually they don't say anything. Everybody just kind of ignores it. I don't loudly tell people that I'm a furry everywhere I go, so I don't get bullied for it. Nia asks, have you ever been to a FurCon? Yes, I have. I went to Furlandia 2016, and I went to Furlandia 2018 last year. And Nitrax asks, are you going to any conventions this year? Yes, I hope to go to Furlandia 2019. I'm trying to secure hotels and things for that. I'm trying to make heads for that right now. That's my plan, is probably just Furlandia, but maybe I'll go to Anthro Northwest. That's in like Seattle or Vancouver or one of those Washington cities. So maybe that one also. We'll find out. Flash Drive the Avian asks, who's your dream fursuit maker? I mean, if money was no object, probably I would get a Sparky Can-Do suit. I just really like how when she makes her videos, she's always out doing something that's really cool, like skydiving or snowboarding or things like that. It just looks like her suits are really high quality and really sturdy. And I like how the jaw movement and the teeth look. Teeth are important to me. I also really like Sky High Studios. I think she's really cool. I'm on her server and I can just talk to her whenever I feel like. That's so weird. I also really like Beetle Cat fursuits. They're realistic, they've got airbrushing, but I don't know if I could handle having a realistic suit with all the airbrushing, because once you wash it, it just comes off, and you just gotta redo it all the time. I don't know if I would want to be doing that. I might just go with a more toony suit, even though I think realistic suits look really cool. I don't know if it's for me. Breadbot asks, what are your favorite aspects of the furry fandom, and what are your least favorite? I'm gonna do least favorite first. I hate art theft. When people just take art off the internet and they use it as their profile picture, or they just say that they're a character that they found on the internet, or they say their character is based on this art, when you know it's not. It's not. Somebody drew that, they gave it a name. It's not your character. Stop it. Get some help. I think that's probably my least favorite thing, because my favorite thing is designing characters. They don't even have to be furry characters. I love designing characters. All the little details that show like how somebody lives their life and how that's affected their appearance and things like that. That's just really important to me and I really like doing it. Maxtastic asks, how much do you relate to your own persona? Are they a complete or partial representation of you? Well, my main character, Corre Con Lobos, is supposed to represent me. It's the same body type, it's the same personality, it's basically just me if I was an animal person. And so that's what that's for. My other characters are more like concentrated parts of my personality. Like I have a demon wolf character, his name's Kiro, and he's more flirty, I would say. He's more mischievous because he's a demon. He works in limbo and things like that. There are different parts of my personality that get more focused with my other characters, but my main character is basically just me. Breadbot asks, why a hyena? Well, my original character used to be a wolf. I just recently changed them to hyena because I like how hyenas look. A lot of people tell me I have a really loud laugh, like a hyena, and so I thought that was kind of funny, and that I would just include that into my character design, is that I also laugh really loud apparently. And I'm a striped hyena, not a spotted one, because I just think the striped hyenas look cuter. They're more fluffy looking, they've got like a bigger mane. Like, spotted hyenas are basically the only hyenas that are in lots of media like The Lion King and things like that. But they're like kind of funky looking, and I wanted something that was just a little bit more fluffy. I know my design doesn't have very many stripes, but I'm still a striped hyena, promise. Maxtastic asks, what inspired the specific design elements in your persona? Well, I really like grays and blues. Just overall, lots of my characters have gray and blue on them. I love electric blue. That's my favorite color. Some people say cyan. It's not quite cyan. It's a little bit darker than that. I have short hair and it's really thick. So when I sleep on it, it makes like this little faux hawk shape, which makes me think of hyena manes. So it's partially a hair design. Also, I know that it's not striped hyenas that have what are they called? The fake penises. The females have penises. Spotted hyenas, which is an interesting design element. It seems like a lot of trans people are picking hyenas as a character because of their flipped gender norms. And so it plays into that a little bit, even though I'm a striped hyena. It's just because I just like the idea of the lines being blurred a little bit. So that's what I think. Nia asks, what games do you like? I like mostly life sim games. Like, I really like Animal Crossing, especially New Leaf, because New Leaf's the best one. Harvest Moon, which is like a farming simulator. It's like Stardew Valley. I also played Stardew Valley. I also really like Pokemon. I've played every generation of Pokemon. I've bought the game every year. I've even played most of the spin-offs like Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon might be my favorite game of all time. I play a lot of Pokemon, Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing, things like that. Maxtastic asks, which games inspired you or made you think about furries more? What game genres do you commonly play? I already answered the game genres, but I think what started the furry revolution in my brain was, it was 2011 and WoW Cataclysm was about to come out, and I was getting really, really hyped for it. I'd always played Horde characters because I didn't like the Alliance, and my dad always played Horde characters, but Cataclysm was introducing a new race called Worgans, which are basically just werewolf people, and they were on the Alliance side. And before the game came out, like little like 13-year-old me was like, "Oh my god, I need to do research on like everything, every bit of info there is." And I didn't live with my dad's, and he was the one who had the WoW subscription, so I wasn't playing it. I was just like watching people play Worgans and just like aggressively finding out everything I could about them. So there were a lot of WoW videos, there were a lot of searches about Worgans, and the werewolf part just led me into seeing furries and being like, oh, that's pretty cool. Flash Drive the Avian asks, what recording software do you use? Well, right now, I'm using a voice recorder app, just some random app off the App Store on my phone. But I also, to edit my videos, I use a free program that's called Shotcut. For some of my videos, I was using this service called WeVideo. It sucked. Sucked really bad because it would put this really long outro on the end of every video that was like, this was made by WeVideo, loud ass music sound. And that was really annoying, and you could only export in 480p. So I'm trying to work with Shotcut, but it crashes a lot. So there's that. That's why I don't make that many videos. It's random question time. Nitrax asks, do you have any pets? Well, technically I don't have any pets, but my mom, because I live with her, she has 2 cats. They're named Tabasco and Butterbean. They're just like a red tabby and a dilute tortoiseshell. There's also some outdoor cats that we take care of, but they're not really ours. Sylv Blue Bunster asks, are you into bestiality? No. You'd think that because I was pulling these questions off of furry servers that they wouldn't ask stupid questions that normal people ask furries all the time. Bestiality, for those who don't know, is when people are really into having sex with animals, which I'm not into. I think most of the fandom isn't. Most of the fandom isn't even interested in the sex part, so yeah, I'm not. Sylv Blue Bunny also asks, are you a weeb? They're referring to weeaboos, which is a sort of offensive name for people who are really into anime or really into Japan. I don't think I'm a weeaboo. I don't really watch that much anime. I watched the first 2 parts of JoJo. I watched Bleach when I was 15 because that's when you're supposed to watch Bleach because the protagonist is 15 and it feels relatable. I watched that one that's called like My Love Story or something like that. That one was cute, but I don't really watch that much anime. I think Japan is really cool, and I'd like to maybe live there someday because, like, they all have manners. I live in America, and people don't pay attention to what they're doing. They don't have self-awareness. But in Japan, like, everybody is just brought up that way. Everybody knows exactly what they're doing. They're not taking up too much space. They're not talking loudly in public spaces. Like, just their public transit system and how that works and how efficient it is and how quiet it is. That enough is reason for me to want to live in Japan. So I'm not a weeaboo, but I do like Japan. Rain asks, what do you do in your free time? Well, I do a lot of sleeping because I'm the depression TM, but I also do drawing. I make these videos. I play a lot of video games. Like, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim and Minecraft recently, which is dumb. I only started playing Minecraft like a year ago because I only just got a cracked copy, so it's still new to me, just weird. I play a lot of Pokemon also. Sometimes even play like ROM hacks of Pokemon if it's not feeling fresh enough for me. No, I do a lot of drawing. I like cooking. That's one thing that I do that's like a real life interest. I like to cook. I make a lot of soup. That's most of what I do in my free time. I do a lot of Pokemon Go. I am an avid Pokemon Go player. I started last year, and now I go out and play almost every day. So that's pretty fun. I spend a lot of time doing that. Tank Guy asks, are you into cars? And if so, what kind? I'm not really into cars. My boyfriend, Juve, he likes cars. He's really into like Hondas and stuff like that, like Honda Civics and like those tiny They do like street races in them or something. I'm not really into cars. As long as it's got good gas mileage, then I don't really care. I also prefer the car to be blue of some shade because I love blue. Um, there's this Mustang in town that's like electric blue and it's got black stripes on it and it's got this huge spoiler on it. That'd probably be the kind of car I had if I drove, but uh I'm not really into cars. I don't drive, so no. Okay, and my boyfriend Juve asks, what are your favorite type of noodles? Fettuccine, egg, ramen, etc. Well, he's about to be schooled because noodles are just a shape and pasta is a specific thing. Pasta can be noodles, but not all noodles are pasta. Um, because there are Asian noodles that aren't pasta and things like that, like ramen. That's why I had to bring that up. Um, I'm not sure what my favorite kind are. I really like fettuccine, like Alfredo type stuff. I like eating that kind of thing, but I also really do like ramen, and I even more than ramen, I think I like udon noodles because they're just like thick and soft. I just really like that texture. Probably I'd say I like Asian style noodles more than I like pasta. But if we were gonna include not noodle pasta, I like ravioli also a lot. Good question. That was a lot of questions. This is going to be my longest video so far. That's exciting. I'm hoping to make more videos as the year goes on. If you like my content, feel free to like and subscribe. My social media is linked in the description below, and you can support me with the link to my Ko-fi. Thanks for joining me on my first ever Q&A video. I hope you have a good day.